to produce that movie 3 to 4 years ago, and at the time were offered a script on a movie about Jimmy Hoffa, and they felt that that was a more significant story, and because their belief is that labor movies historically don't draw large attention, they don't like to produce more than one every year or two, so they went with the Hoffa script. And about a year and a half after that, they took the screenplay that they owned concerning my book and considered producing it again, and got a screenplay on the late Jackie Presser, the Teamster leader turned FBI informant, and they felt that that was a more familiar story, and they produced that. I can only hope that sometime soon, because it's still a very real story and something of interest, I know, to the working public, whether they are union-oriented or not, that in my lifetime they will produce it, but they own the movie rights.
Who would you cast as Marty Levitt?
They cast, I don't know if this is still in the loop, but they cast Martin Sheen to portray me, and from what I understand at the time he was very enthusiastic because he's very pro-labor, very supportive of working people's rights. They actually had also cast Ron Silver, a former president of Actors Equity, one of the actors' unions, to play one of the villains, one of the practicing union busters, and he was very enthusiastic. But they didn't do much casting beyond that because it was not an immediate project.
It was just a project in development, and it did not go beyond
that. That's right.
Well,
so they still own it, but what they're going to do and when is out of my control.
Well, I look forward to seeing it on the screen someday, and I want to thank you, Marty, for joining us at airlinepilots.com, and would invite you to come back and give us the sequel to this interview about some of the assistance you've given unions over the last few years, and maybe give some advice about union organizations that are in contract negotiations with management. Would you be interested in doing that?
Yes, I would look forward to that, and please let me know when you'd like to take on that project.
Well, thank you very much for coming. And thank you to Marty Levitt from all of our listeners on airlinepilots.com, and that is the conclusion of our interview with Martin J. Levitt, author of Confessions of a Union Buster.